famous Rabbanim. And here we are on Rosh Chodesh Tishrei, marks the Hilula of a really great Syrian rabbi. His name was Rabbi Eliyahu Hamvi Z'tl. He passed away in the English year 1915 on Aleph Tishrei. He was actually born back in the English year of 1839. So he approximately lived about 76 years of age. He was a great Syrian rabbi and a famous Kabbalist also. Let's explore some of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. So he was born, I believe, in the year 1839 and came from great heritage. His father's name was Rab Ezra and his mother's name was Rabbanit Sarah. He was born in Arum Tsova in Syria, and we've spoken about this place on various different occasions before. It had a very, very great Torah community at that point in time and prominent, flourishing Jewish community in of itself. And unfortunately, there was troubleships, especially while he was young. His father passed away while he was at a young age. I'm not too sure exactly the specific age it was, but it was very tough. And I think Parnassau in of itself was difficult to raise. And I think his mother, a great tzaddiket, really, really did help within regards to the family situation in of itself. I think he also dwelt and lived close to near some of his close relatives also. And in the year 1859, he must have been about that stage, around 20 years of age, he got married to his wife, Gerez, Rabbanit Gerez, I believe. She happens to be the daughter of Rabbi Yitzchak Sveid, who happens to be one of the great rabbis of Syria, and a rabbi we have spoken about on various different occasions also. It's actually interesting. His rabbi, who he was learning under the auspices of a great rabbi, Rabbi Mordechai Abadi, who was a famous posek at that stage in time and a great dayan, a judge in Syria, and a paitan also in of itself. And I think he also spent some time in Turkey and in the land of Israel. So that was his great rabbi, and he very much learned a lot. And he was like the main Assyrian rabbi of that generation. You could say definitely to categorize him inside that bracket. And I believe he actually authored various different piyutim, brilliant, gorgeous songs, including the Shirat HaBakashot, for the Jewish community of Chalab, of Aleppo, respectively. And I believe when he was at the age of 51 years old, he was appointed to become a dayan, a judge, in the Beit Din, in the Jewish court of Chalab in Aleppo. And then later on, he would actually serve as the head of the Beit Din of the Jewish court in itself, which is a huge position for him to take on, a very prestigious position. He, I believe, passed away on the first day of Rosh Hashanah back in the Hebrew year, Hey Taf Reish Ayin Vav. That would have been naturally 1915. So we're talking about 109 years ago from time of recording, because now we are in 2024. And many of the great rabbis in the vicinity gave him a very important, let's say, eulogy at the time. I think also included Rabbi Ezra Hamvi, who was a great rabbi, I think the author of the famous book Minchat Yudah also. Now, what's interesting, Rabbi Eliyahu Hamvi had a lot of great Torah works, including the Pe Eliyahu, which is on various different Perushim on the Parshat Shuvah, the weekly Torah portion, and it was also very, let's say, drashot, different explanations in a short naturally is a Sheilot and Shuvot, questions and answers book. Then there was also another chibur, he did another publication on the various different Shir Mizmor within regards to different songs in of itself, especially from the book of Tehillim, from the book of Psalms itself. And I think it was called Ben Yain also, which was also based on various different Hilchot and Drushim explanations and teachings of Jewish law. There was various other different Teshuvot and Chidushim answers within regards to questions and Torah novelties. I think in of itself that was, I think, printed inside a publication at the time, which was a famous one called the Ma'asaf, if I'm not mistaken, which was a famous publication, I think, between the years 1896 1914, ran very much in of itself, where it was a Gilion, let's just say, with different teachings of very important Torah topics of that specific generation, which is interestingly enough. Now, he passed away in the year 1915. I believe it was Aleph Elul. So he was a great, let's say, of Beit Din. He was head of Jewish court over there and was part of the Beit Din in of itself of Aleppo. Now, friends, we've already covered probably about 20 rabbis in this series from the great rabbis in Aleppo in of itself, which was very, very great place. And more has to be said. His he had great descendants, including his son, Rabbi Ben Sion Chai, and his daughter, especially Rabbanit Sarah. These were great people, and very much more can be said on various different occasions. Please don't forget to light candles in his memory this week. Aleph Tishrei naturally being the Hilula. Obviously, it's on Rosh Hashanah, so you can't light for that, specifically on that time period itself. But we covered already in this series about 420 videos. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like the videos. And please share it to other people. We are a community here where we're learning the history of the great Rabbanim of Yester. Yes, I'm wishing you all a great day. Take care. Shana Tova Metuka. And be well.